Welcome to this section where we'll be moving away from the research environment into the production environment. So what do we mean when we talk about production code? Let's clarify our terminology here. So chiefly, production code is designed to be deployed to end users as opposed to research code, which is for experimentation, building proof of concepts, and research code tends to be more short-term in nature. On the other hand, with production code, we have some new considerations. Testability and maintainability are huge. We want to divide up our code into modules which are more extensible and easier to test. We separate config from code where possible, and we ensure that functionality is tested and documented. We also look to ensure that our code adheres to standards like PEP 8 so that it's easy for others to read. If you're not familiar with conventions like PEP 8, you'll find further reading links in the lecture notes. Scalability and performance are also important areas to consider with our production code. The code needs to be ready to be deployed to infrastructure that can be scaled, and in modern web applications this typically means containerization for vertical or horizontal scaling, and we'll be looking at that more in later sections. Where appropriate, we might also refactor inefficient parts of the codebase. And finally, reproducibility. The code resides under version control with clear processes for tracking releases and release versions. Requirements files mark which dependencies and which versions are used by the code. So that's a quick overview of some of the key considerations with production code. In this section, we'll be packaging up our machine learning model into what's called a Python package. And just to clarify terminology, a Python module is basically just a Python file, and a package is a collection of modules, but a package has certain standardized files which have to be present so that it can be published and then installed in other Python applications. And why are we taking this approach? Well, a package allows us to wrap our trained model and make it available to other consuming applications as a dependency, but with the additional benefits of version control, clear metadata, and reproducibility. Now, in order to create a package, we'll have to follow certain Python standards and conventions, and we'll go into those in detail in this section. We'll end up with a package structure that looks like this, and by the time we get to the end of this section, all of this will be familiar. Okay, that's enough theory. I'll see you in the next lecture where we can get hands-on with this code. And don't forget, to get the most out of the course, make sure that you clone our example repo, and you can find the links to that in the lecture notes.